It's a strange thing, isn't it, that word kindness? It's sort of bandied around a lot, but how many of us are truly kind? When you think about it, you look at certain elements, it can be just helping somebody off a bus or just really taking the time out to speak to someone who looks a little bit lonely. And if you can afford it, maybe if you're in a queue, buying them a cup of tea in a cafe. It's all of those small gestures that really, I think, mean a lot in life. And of course, when you become a celebrity, it becomes very difficult because the people around you are the people that you're paying. So you never truly know who has your vested interests at heart. That's the bigger problem. And what you're finding out with someone like Meghan Markle is this. As I said right at the beginning of this adventure, when they decided to dump the British monarchy, they become micro celebrities, and celebrity is very, very fickle. The culture goes very quickly and people move on. But Meghan herself apparently is not too keen on showing the hand of kindness back to the British monarchy. Let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you today, and as ever, thank you for taking the time out. It really is nice to have your company. These beautiful lush greens behind me, aren't they nice? Somebody was saying to me the other day on the comments, that Neil, England looks really green at the moment, consider it's March. And then thanks, this is what I mean about the comments. I just love reading them in a sense. And I thought, actually, yeah, you're right. I'd never noticed that, Now, I don't know if the leaves have come a bit earlier or it's not or whatever. It's definitely very windy over here in London right now. We're going to get rain a little bit later on, but it does make you think. That's the thing. Comments, nice comments and stuff like that are good. It gets you thinking, doesn't it? Yeah, get your mind off stuff, Somebody who needs to get a mind on stuff is this, that Meghan Markle, as you know, His Majesty the King very graciously allowed both Meghan and Harry to remain on the British royal family website, stunning a lot of people. Now, a lot of people were very negative as well, said, they're shoved right down to the bottom. Shoved, mean pushed right down to the bottom, a northern saying, I know, but maybe you know that, maybe you know that saying. But the thing is, they are at the bottom, but they're still on one of the world's most visited websites. Now, as we told you also, Meghan and Harry really wanted to have a final say about their inscription, what was said about their biographies, that sort of stuff, and indeed picking their own pictures. Now, some might say that's a little bit crass and a bit, you should be just grateful. As I pointed out, I really would just be thrilled to be on the website, but it's never enough. Now, what was really shocking to a lot of people over here in the United Kingdom was at the very bottom of the website there was a link to Sussex.com. And when you think about it, as I pointed out also, this is a big commercial venture for Harry and Meghan. So it did seem odd that they were afforded that opportunity to have, the link back to their website. Now, according to a very well-placed source, and as ever we do have to say allegedly, but this is a very well-placed source, it was suggested to both Harry and Meghan that perhaps they should afford the same courtesy. And by that, at the bottom of Sussex.com, perhaps a link back to the British monarchy, the royal family website. That would show a little form of unity. And of course, people who are interested in Harry and Meghan, then maybe they wanted to know more out about the British family. Apparently that was met with a resounding no. Now, we have to be careful how far we talk about these things, but when you think about it, how stupid, it's just sort of cross-branding, isn't it? And people do look at Harry and Meghan's site and then maybe think, oh, we'll check out the royals or whatever, or vice versa. It just goes to show exactly the problems that are in the inner workings of the British monarchy. And as Prince William is holding tight about relenting on any particular individual comments, as one can imagine. Because when you think it is all both ways, isn't it? It should really be about, obviously, affording the same kindness to one another. And as I said at the start of this interview, isn't it a shame that even that small gesture seemingly is chucked away? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.